We are definitely back with this week's Rank Up call, and I am excited because just starting out with some of the highlights of last week's call, it was pretty incredible and pretty profound. So I think my take home was when Sinab said, "It's my birthright to be happy. It's my birthright to be successful. I deserve to be successful." And I think that if you take that with you home today, you've also covered this call. But this call is not going to be anything behind last week because we've got some incredible people in the panel. We will hear from two elite presidents, and that would be Vibeke Parr and Marco Passanante, as well as we will hear from our Black Ambassador Michael Stuttler that will be joining us a little bit later on. But before I take in my panel for the first little discussion, I want to just highlight a few more things and then give you a couple of inputs that I've been thinking about during this week. Private business Zooms, moving yourself into a daily activity, working with yourself and your leaders on new prospects, maybe 3 to 4 at a time. And if you have 3 to 4 leaders and they're working on 3 to 4 prospects at a time, this week here will be packed with meetings. We're going into the week after, packed with meetings, and then we will move through towards the end of the month with an amazing dynamic. Dig into your warm market. This is not the time to go and prospect all the people that you have never met before. This is the time to dig into the ones that you know and the ones that knows you. And that's what gives the duplication machine the fuel that it needs to have in November to remember. And then the tip of the last week's call was a bad test result. When somebody, a customer or a partner, gets a bad test result, well, turn that into a prospecting tool and say, okay, out of all the people that you know, out of all the people that you love, who do you think would have a similar or a worse score than you? Write them down and let's help bring them into balance. That would get your customers free products. And that would, of course, for you as a partner, if you do that, lead to many more prospects when it comes to building up the business. And then I said something as well, double the input to get the result. And this is going to be all about this. We're in the second week of the Rank Up calls. We're at the 10th of November. We've got now 20 days left. And this is the time to double the input. Do more, do it faster, do it with more people, get more people moving, because that will in the end get you to the results that you want to have. So for a little bit of a chat before I start with the interviews, could we bring in the two panelists that we have here? We've got Vibeke and Marco, so please welcome them on here. Hi, Vibeke. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic.
And like every time Vibeke calls me, every time we're in a Zoom together, whatever is going on in her life, even when Vibeke a seldom time calls me up and needs some help to sharpen her mind, to lift her up, she will always be inspiring. So I'm looking forward to be having you as my panelist today, and we're gonna get some really juicy, nice stuff out here that will lift everyone to a whole nother level. So Marco, how are you today?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Thanks for having me.
How many steps have you put in doing meetings so far today?
I've been walking a treadmill. I'm up at 13,000 steps today.
That's so fantastic, because Marco realized that doing all the Zooms that he was doing, he would be sitting too much. I still haven't gotten that one. Could you please do me the favor, Marco, of asking me every time we call if I've gotten one yet? Because if I was using that one, I would be at 13,000, blah, 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 13,000 steps today probably as well. And it's also healthy. You stand up and you actually have a better tonality when you're doing that. So what excites you, Marco? Just a short questionnaire to begin with.
I mean, I think for everybody on this call, I mean, if they're aware of Zinzino, they attended annual event, see where this company is going, it's hard not to be super excited about the future. Then, of course, November. For the people here who's doing those steps you said and leading with urgency, intentionality here, they would be shocked at what they can create if they leave this call and take massive action over the next 2 weeks, and then they still have another week with Black Friday campaign, and they could crush some records here. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and just for those that doesn't know Marco as well as I do, which might be 1,500 people that are currently on the call, and we were about 5 minutes in the last time as well, and we were 1,500, which means that the same friends you texted last week, they need another text message from you right now. So everyone, ignore me, ignore Vibeke, ignore Marco for 1 minute. Send out your 10, 15 text messages so that we get everyone on the call by the time we really get into the juicy stuff that is maybe changing your life, but also maybe changing the life of the person that you're making sure that is getting on the Rank Up call right now. So here is the insight on Marco. He takes notes in a way that no one else is doing, and he reviews those notes and he learns from them and he grows. He spends a lot of time on studying, both for his personal development, his professional development, but also thinking and reviewing what he just studied. What is it that drives you to do these things, Marco?
I think one thing is curiosity. I'm so curious to see how far I can take myself. And I also know that the better I become, the more effective I become as a leader to go out and serve people and help them become better. So I'm always just looking for that little extra, little improvement, because I know every year, if I keep improving year after year, I believe there's no limits to how far you can go when it comes to growth. Goals has a limit, right? There's a lid, what I can do this month, but growth, it's a never-ending journey. So I just want to know how far can I take myself and how good can I become so I can serve people better.
And you've been with us for 9 years now, correct?
Correct.
What's the total customer number in your team by now?
97,500.
And if you were growing with the same rate for the next 25 years until 2050, what would your number be then?
I mean, it should be 30 million.
Is that the goal, or is that what it actually becomes?
I mean, depends on what rate we're looking at, right? Because I did different calculations, but I should have 40 million. If the customers has 100, our team should for sure have 40% of that.
So that's pretty exciting. So obviously that drives Marco as well. Before we can leave Marco here for a little while, and then I'll kick it off here with Vibeke. So Marco, I'll bring you back in a little while. They got rid of Vibeke instead of you, but that's okay. Always have something. So Vibeke, this is not our first November. You've been with us for 10 years now, correct?
That's correct.
And every year you have continued to amaze me, and especially in the way you have developed your ability to lift up people. And that's one of the things that I admire about you, is that in every tough situations, easy situations, event situations, when you're out there just running your team on a one-to-one basis, you're lifting people up. Now, in November, this might be more important than at any other time out of the year. Could you share some of your secret strategies so more of us could become like you?
I've actually planned November for a whole year because I just realized that if I was the most super excited person every single month, when the campaign come out, you will reach the different goals, which are the motivation for the people who are in my team. And I had a really good experience over this weekend. I was 1 week now in the UK, and we work a lot of how to. because I see that in my team, there are most people who have no network marketing experience, but they have like a lot of pain points. But you need to find out what is the drive to do Zinzino. So I work a lot with the whys, and it was so amazing because we had this session live, which can be a bit challenging, but if it works, it's really powerful. So I started to ask those questions, and there was one person who was a military wife, and she said, I'm stuck. I'm a green person. We went through the different personalities because I believe if you are able to talk with different personalities than yourself, your team can be huge. So I have turned into a very red personality, but like 20 years ago, I was very yellow because I was a therapist. I like to help people. If people were happy, I was happy. And then I saw that it wasn't enough to fulfill my life dreams. So I started to kind of step up. I wanted to be a leader. I'm the oldest daughter, and I have been used to kind of take the lead, and I liked it. So I tried to become more a red person. I think I have become that. But you also need to be able to talk to different personality, and this was a very green personality. She wanted to know it all. And then she said, I don't manage to get anyone interested. I really want to contact clinics. And I was like, why? Yeah, because I have friends with lots of people in Zinzino, in UK, who work with skin. And if I get into a skin clinic, I can get hundreds and hundreds of customers. And I said, do you speak the language of a clinic? And she said, no. And then you start to ask her about why she should reach out to other people. And she didn't know why she did Zinzino. And as a military wife, you move from place to place. You don't connect with anyone over a long time. And also she was a teacher, and she liked to educate. And she said, after we asked her more and more about her why, she wanted to be something special for her children. She wanted to build up something they were proud of. So there were so many whys. And then I said, if you continue to do the same thing that you have done now, the next 5 years, where are you? I'm as miserable as I am now, she said. Okay, so what do you want to change? I want to build a team. So how do you reach out to people? I will talk to people who are military wives because they also need a community. And I would love to fly again because she told me, or us, the whole team that was there, that was one of her dreams, to fly. She got the license before she even had a driver license. And her dad passed away really early, and that was her dream. And she saw that Zinzino can give it to her. So as she had this passion now to get that back, we created pictures in her head about the future she didn't realize she could get. And she saw that Zinzino could be the vehicle. And suddenly it's not difficult to talk to people. And that's when you can start to make a strategic plan how she will get to the level she needs to be. And that needs to happen now in November. That's the most important
I love
part.
it. So turn and find people's why.
Yeah.
Don't be a copy. Be
No.
original is your message to her. If you love skin, then go and talk to the people about skin. But if you love being, in this case, a military wife, go and talk to other military wives. And that's a hyperbolic way of putting it in. And then speak the language that people understand, which means that the number one step for everyone that is listening in here is that you have a language, you have a target group, use your language in November. This is not the time to learn a new language. Go to your warm market, go to your local market, go to the people that you already know. But then as you develop into a diamond leadership, learn one more language. And we're not talking about English or German, even though I would love for all the Germans to speak English with me. I should maybe learn German more than they should learn English, but that's another thing. But we're talking about the language of personalities. So some people are outgoing, some people are introverts, some people are pleasing personalities, meaning that they're kind of doing things for you. You mentioned the yellow personalities, and some are analytics, which means that they need an analytical mind, and you can learn how to speak those different languages over time. Time is flying. Any last comment here before I bring in our next guest, and then you'll be back in the end with some final comments?
Yeah, I think the whole thing about the November to remember is how you structure your month, and that you are only focusing on new contacts from the 1st until the 24th of November. I don't know when you start the Black Week. I hope it's the 24th, perhaps before.
Good guessing. I can't confirm, can't deny, but good guessing.
Yeah, but I am
10.
guessing a lot. So I have prepared the guessing with structuring the month. And I say that our goal should be to work with our name list. We have made lots of scripts, how to contact different people, who we should contact. We have agreed upon working on bonus 2 and 3, the first part of the month. And then we work on bonus 1 and 4 on the last, when Black Week is released. So we have...
You're all about duplication. Recruit, get your 2,
Yes.
get your 4, get your 6, get your 8. So you're working with everyone to sponsor 1, 2, 3, 4 in these weeks until we have hit the Black Friday season, not to put any dates and any expectations on it. And then, of course, everyone that has their deadlines coming to an end, 30-day and 120-day deadlines, and also the ultimate refund, you get customers right now. And if somebody says no to become partner, you hit them up as customer right now. And I just want to put this out to everyone out there. Our new customer count in November above last year is actually up 90%. So don't think that anybody out there is waiting for better offers. No, you put people in now, because when there is a Black weekend, which is when the Black Friday actually is, you don't have any time to talk to anybody that needs a presentation, because it's so hectic, it's so intense, and you're just doing upsell and win back. That's all we have time for on that weekend. So any new customer that comes in, well, they have a chance for an upsell at the weekend too. So bring them in now. But more than anything else, Vibeke says, get your new partners in, because they will close out like crazy when the Black weekend hits. Thank you, Vibeke. You're brilliant as always. And since Michael jumped on here, I'm going to bring Michael in as my second guest, and then have Marco come in after you. So how did it go? Did you get that hot prospect? Did you close
Yes,
the contract?
yes, we closed it. Sorry for being late.
I love that. I love that. So that's one step closer to your goal. Can I be very personal with you and ask you what your goal is for the month, or is that unpolite?
No, 100%. So the goal is that we are gonna have 1.3 million credits in balance. That's the goal, that we have 10,000 new customers and 1,000 new partners signing up, meaning like 33 a day. Then we, if all calculations go right, this is going to happen. And if a little magic helps, what is in November always possible, we also gonna make a rank. But more importantly, we give everything what we have. We give 100%, and then we're gonna see in the end.
So for you, it's the total credits, the total team number, the new intake, the rank in the team, and the income you make. That is your top priority. And then there is a bonus if you hit your new president rank, correct?
Correct.
And is it the president rank that is the bonus, or is it one rank above that is the bonus? I'm uncertain. Sorry for asking.
The president rank would be amazing, because last 10 months I became a father and I focus a little less on that. So now the last 6 weeks I'm completely back on fire, sponsored like 9 personals the last 6 weeks, and building a new line, driving this line. It's on fire, and president is going to happen maybe in November, but latest beginning of 26.
So this just, I want to point out to everyone on the call. So he's got this huge team. He's driving business with an enormous amount of people. He's a father to a beautiful little daughter. So life is kind of turned upside down with the first kid. Good part is the second kid takes away all the rest of the time, and then 3, 4, 5 doesn't matter. I'm joking. I only have 3, so I know that it gets busier. But in the middle of that, he did what would change everyone's career, of whoever is listening here, and everyone's career in Cincino. 9 personals in the last 6 weeks. Anybody that does that will have a change of career, going from a silver to a diamond, going from a diamond to a director, going from a director to a crown, royal crown to black crown. 9 personals in 6 weeks changes everything for everyone. You have something called halftime. Would you explain more about that to the newcomers to the call?
Yes, 100%. Just one step back really quick, because many people think now, hey, yeah, now it's easy for me because I'm a black ambassador and they write me to start and everybody wants to start in my team and stuff like this. But from these 9 personals, to 7 of them, I reached out. So it's not like if you have a higher rank in Cincino, at least not in my case, that they reach out to you. So you have, and that gets difficult, because if you're on a certain rank and you have a certain income, then you have to do the basics again, make the hands dirty, and you try to avoid it a little, and maybe it works another way, but then you have to go back to the basics and make the hands dirty, and then you will have everything what you're looking for. And what's really important, like Orjan said, is to have like to track a little, to calm down, especially if you're a red personality, and chances are high that you're a red personality because you're on this rank up call. So if you but it's for all personalities. Viveka, I love it that you talked about this topic as well, is that you call yourself down, and you do that, at least I do that, by tracking the numbers and knowing exactly, okay, the 13th for in our case is like, if there is 20% in of the total goal, it's going to happen. It's the 13th. So right now I'm on 10%, to be honest. I'm on 10% of my goal. I'm in if you just see, all right, it's the 10th, maybe you should have 30%, but I have 10% right now. And normally that would make me like, all right, something is missing, but I know I need to stay calm. I need to give 100%. I need to do whatever I can, and it will happen if I stay focused. On the 13th, we're going to have 20%. On the 24th, we're going to have 50%. On the 28th, we're going to have 65%. And then Black Friday magic is kicking in. It's going to be crazy, and but only if you stay focused and don't get like nervous, because numbers are not as you like them to be.
So you said 65% on the 28th.
Yeah, so 33 to 35% the last 3 days coming in.
Fantastic. So let me, there was so many nuggets inside of what we just covered. First, Michael, I must disappoint you, but you're very wrong.
They call you, right?
Red personalities, they're not here. They're too competitive to listen to us speaking. They're out somewhere else. They're on their own Zoom call. They put competing Zoom calls with us, out sitting in their car, just hitting the metal, the pedal to the metal, making noise. You know, that's the red personality. The ones that are here, there is some reds here too, but there is a good mix of every personality on every call always. And the analytics, there are no going over your numbers. while the yellows, they are saying, poor Michael, he's gonna have a tough job. I gotta reach out to the people in my team that is as stressed as him so we can give them some comfort. And then the blue ones, obviously, they're off to the party because they see, okay, 20% by the 13th, I'm at 20%, I can go party now. And I'm joking a little bit here. If you don't know personality by color, it is something that is in both the Express Start written out, and there is an audio by Big Al Tom Schreider, plus some additional audios by other speakers in the GoCore app, where you can listen through that, and it will change your life understanding the colors, your relationship, your kids, to your wife, to your parents, and especially for building business. It's a total life-changing thing. Then there was one more thing, but no, I forgot. I got so into the personality things here that that I forgot it. So, Michael, thank
Make the hands
you so
dirty.
far. I'll have you back in a few minutes, but we got to bring on Marco here, otherwise I will run out of time. You're
Hello
back.
again.
Best advice you can give people after what we heard from Michael here and what we heard from Vibeke?
That would be, you know, to make sure you bring in the urgency and intensity to a run like this, because your energy is contagious in your group. How big do you dare to believe this month? And most importantly, can you back it up with energy? So the best advice for anybody here, if you want to control your growth, is right now. I've done a couple of calls like this today, where I asked about, you know, status, where they're at. But how do I find? We say you're on this call, you're a platinum, you have like 5-6 people in a group. This is how I would reach out to each of one of the people. If you have 5-6 people, and I would ask them, hey Lisa, I would first say, Lisa, I'm right now creating a plan and really looking to focus and really hitting the next goal. And this, if you have people that you are not working really close with right now, you don't know if they have goals. So Lisa, I'm looking here, I'm opening to have 1 or 2 people more I can put focus on to really help them achieve big things this month. Do you want to hit diamond? We say Lisa is an executive. Would you like to hit diamond, Lisa? So ask for the question, do you want to hit it? She says yes. Do you want my help? Yes. Let's get together, let's jump on a Zoom right now, and let's break down the numbers. If she needs 10 ultimates, we know it's 50 presentations. 1 out of 5, we get an average. So I break down the numbers so she knows 50 meetings divided on 20 days. So, you know, 30 days, depending on where we are at the month, 10th today. She needs 2.3 per day. So now we just need to focus on booking the right amount of meetings every day. So we control the numbers. So the right KPIs will take us there. And then when we break down the numbers, I tell her as well, Lisa, you said 50 presentations together or you to do this month. So I take away the pressure and say, Lisa, if you don't hit diamond, if you do the 50, that's a successful month. If you set that number, you're going to do 2 a day and you do 2 a day for these 20 days, you won this month no matter end result, because you did what few people do. They set a plan and they get to action and they stick to it. And then after that is the goal on the list, and help her invite. I will do a couple of presentations with her, quick. Why? To create a victory. Because if she gets 1, 2, 3 people in over the next 10 days, I mean, we could achieve some huge things the last 10 days of the month. So it would be to bring the urgency, intensity, but also take control over their growth, make sure there's a plan and numbers. That would be something that could change.
And I love what you did there, because I teach the 2 rules of communication. When I say it, you might disagree with it, but when you say it, it is the truth. And what he did with Lisa here in that example was that he said, okay, so you expressed to me that you want to be a diamond. A lot of people leave it there and then they go into the planning and so on, but you asked 2 questions, and I want you to repeat the 2 questions where you got her to say that she wanted to do it. What was the 2 questions again?
So I start with Lisa. I'm looking in my back office here. I'm making a plan for the rest of the month and want to help a few people. I have opening. What I say is I have opening to help 2 people to achieve good things here. And I see you as potentially one of them. It depends on you. So the 2 questions. Do you want to hit diamond, or whatever you see, or the fast starts if they're new. Would you like to make 2,500 euros on average the next 21 days if they're brand new? Do you want to hit whatever target? Yes. First, yes, accept. Second questions, do you want my help to get there? Yes. Game on. Now I have to give her a plan.
And then in the planning meeting, you get her to reaffirm that, yes, I want to go for the diamond plan. And if she isn't ready for it, you'll pull back then and make a platinum plan.
That's why I say, Örjan, bring the goal.
So whatever
bring the goal
she
on the list.
says that she is going to do is what you will go all in supporting together with her. And that's the magic. And that's how we move people into action, is we move it from us knowing that they want to. But when we say it, they might go, I don't know if I'm ready. I've got all of these things going on in my life. Like, you don't know how busy I am. But when they say it, Marco, I want to become diamond this month. November is my chance of becoming this. And I'm willing, I need your help. I want your help. Let's go and do it. Then you have what we call a running mate in the business, and magic happens. And that's also to Michael numbers. It's when you have people to run with, that on the 13th, if you have 20%, on the 24th, if you have 50%, then those people you run with gets what Marco is talking about, urgency and intensity. And very often they outrun us during those last few days because they can smell that this is going to happen, and that fuels that euphoria and that enthusiasm. Anything else you want to add to this, Marco?
No, I mean, it's just making sure to control the growth. If you're stagnant today, put 2 people bottom left, 2 people bottom right, and you can control the growth. And then focus on the right activity, right? I always have the 6 habits to control the growth. And that is my last thought here, is 6 habits. Invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. 1, 2, 3. Number 4, who am I helping right now? Who's in my focus? Who am I running? You have nobody helping right now, you go back to invite, present, follow up. Invite, present, follow up. Who am I running right now with strategies, right? And leading them to action, inspiring them, empowering them, and then personal growth and promote the next event. And then keep it simple. Brand new person, you would like to make 2,500 here in 2 weeks? Yes, what do we need to do? 10-2, that's what we do. 10-2, that's what we do. 10 customers, 2 business partners, duplicate. 10-2, that's what we do. Keep it simple. Lead with urgency, bring intensity, enthusiasm, and you'll be contagious.
Love, 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 love all of that. And then me and you, without going into any details, have spent most of our conversations this month on everything. Well, we have 2 projects together, let's be fair. We've got a project of global expansion where both of us are going to Japan in a couple of weeks. First time for me, maybe first time for you as well, I don't know, but we have probably 400 people in the room. We're excited about that. That'll be huge. But then we've dealt probably 6-7 hours with some very dramatic thing that is everything but positive. How do you stay on top of the game when there is some real struggles, not for you personally, not for me personally, but for other people that we're dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I expect that will be a rocky road. I expect not to be motivated. Many ask me coachings, Marco, how do you stay motivated? I say, I don't expect to be motivated. That's why I go back to the plan. I need to be structured. I create a to-do list, what to do, and then I just get to do it. So meaning I'm focused on my daily plan instead of my daily emotions. If I listen to my emotions, I wouldn't stay as consistent as I've been for the last 17 years in January. But I decide what I need to do. And then at the end of the day, I focus on other people. Even if I have a tough thing over here, I go into next call and I just immerse in their needs, in what they want, in what's important for this person. And I listen to them, absorb where they're at, and then I focus on helping them solve their problems. And then I forget my own problems. So I solve others to forget my own, if I have some, and then I just get immersed in that person and emotion attached to the outcome of that and taking action with them to help them overcome stuff.
So the calendar saves you from your potential personal emotional drama.
100%, because happiness and motivation is moments in life during the day. We're not happy all moments of life. We're not inspired. It's moments during the day, but a calendar keep me focused on the right activities, so I do get them done no matter what I feel.
And then we are achieving our goals, and this is something that I know is very big in your life with personal and professional development, is that we're not achieving our goals because obstacles was removed by other people. We're achieving our goals because we grew, so the obstacles that used to be big now looks like a little rock that we can easily carry away or push away ourselves, and then we move on towards our goals. I love that. I'm going to go through, well, actually, we can bring in the whole panel. They can be a part of my discussion on my subject for this call. So I'll have all of you shout out, lift your hands, scream when you want to comment on something. But one of the things that I think like is so fundamental is that when we're out now, we're running through November, there is lots of new people. There is one thing that always gives better, or actually that betters the score on the scoreboard. And that's when we learn to do the proper value proposition. And value proposition is compared to what we sell, how much value are we giving versus how much money are we collecting. So when we're building the value proposition, I could say, well, it's November, I'm excited, I want you into my business, we're going to do great things together. No, the value is my enthusiasm, and sometimes that's enough. But some people will say, well, why should I do that? Well, we've got balanced test and we've got balanced oil, and this is a whole lot of great products, and you get that in a kit, and it's like 1,300 or 1,200 euros, and you can make money. And now you see, this is very unstructured, and I'm doing that on purpose. Now the value of the product maybe didn't shine through. So when I talk about value proposition, here is the 6 areas that I want people to think through when you present the value of what you're doing. Number 1, the value of the products. Does that come clearly through in your presentation? Number 2, the value of the business. Does that come clearly through your presentation? The value of the team. So being a part of a movement, you and me as a team, how is that communicated? The value of the company. Do we manage to put Cincino into a company where people say, wow, if I could work for a company like that, then I'm a piece or a part of changing the world. The value of our profession. Do we hide that it's direct selling, or do we make it valuable that it's direct selling? And then my favorite one, the value of the mega trend, is the most difficult to present, but when people get that they're ahead of everyone else and they can be part of an amazing mega trend, that is making it easier for them to understand what's at hand. So the value of the product, any of you want to give your hot tip on the value of the product? Come on, Vibeke, you can do this.
Hot tip on value on the product.
Yes.
We are saving the world. I have been working with healthcare for 30 years in the traditional healthcare system. Doesn't do anything for you. So we do a test, the people get the problem, we have a solution, and nothing will change as long as they are human on this planet. The cells will be the same, the environment change, we can bring us back how nature intended us to be, and the body is amazing. You get a life and a health you deserve. And I think that's a human right to have a body that actually does what it should. Because I need to say one thing, if your body doesn't work, how can you build a business? So it's important every day to make sure that you are energized, fit, healthy to build this business. I can enjoy the wealth we are bringing in for so many years.
More value in this product than any other product in its category, because there is no other product that for 42 euros a month does as much in your body. You take a test to find out if your diet already worked or not. Then you take the product, you take it for 4 months, then the test proves that you got amazing result. Now you have cell membrane health, and this product could easily be sold for 2 or 3 times its price, but we're selling it at something that everyone can afford. Just think about it, 42 euros. That's less than a coffee a day. That's less than having a snack a day. That's on the price levels towards an apple a day or similar. And this has a lot more nutrient content than that. It's equal to a steak of salmon every day in omega values. And it's equal to about the nutrient value of 100 olives. And that's why this is something that we can stand behind. I'm just giving examples of how you use word pictures, or you use positioning as a way to make the product affordable in the person's eyes, and that they understand that what we do gives much more volume than the money we take. So value of the business. Who wants to go? Marco, Michael?
You will go, Mike. I was talking a lot just before, so that's why I'm staying in the background.
Then I go for this one. How we always start. We just came back from a tour, did a lot of business presentations. I always do the business part. Sasha's do the product part. That's why Vivek, thanks, you covered that one. And I always start the business part with a cash flow quadrant. So because most people are invited to look at something and they did not know yesterday that they're going to start a business tomorrow. So we really should to place why a business, to own a business, to have a business, to do a business is important. And most people don't know because we do not learn it in school. And they don't want us to learn it in school because of different reasons. What's not the topic here. So I start with the cash flow quadrant, and I show them the left side and the right side, and how to get from the left side to the right side. And one way to go there is Zinzino, and I show them why is it important to have a business without employees, without renting an office, without having crazy tax benefits, having education platforms worth multiple €1,000, and having a business ready, and so that they really get it. Why is it important to go from the left side to the right side, and how easy it can be?
Love it, 100% love it. If you have not heard about the cash flow quadrant before, on the GoCore app, you will find some talks about this. And there is also Robert Kiyosaki and the book, The Cash Flow Program, to read about it. Or you invite Michael onto a Zoom to teach your team about how he does this brilliantly. He's booked through November, but in December, he's got an open calendar again. Marco, the value of the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody here, it's important you understand and ask yourself, why should anybody work with me? Why should anybody join our community? And have clarity in what you stand for. For example, I know in my mind, I built up that, of course, clarity and vision, but what is the value we give to people that joins our community? And when people come into our team, they say good people doing good things in the world, supporting each other, empowering each other. So it's, of course, sharing where you're going, but adding individual value for them, why they should join that team.
Yes, thank you. So then we've got the company. I'll cover that one. The transparency of the company, the evolution of the company. So you can go in and show that we're consistently growing, and that if you join in with a company that used to grow, it's more likely to grow, the global expansion, and we could create multiple values there. And then the question at the end is, when I presented Zinzino to you as a company, gone through this 4 or 5 points, how many other companies do you currently have an opportunity to go and work for that covers all of these points? And we are in a category of 0.001% of companies in the world that gives you a global opportunity with new expansion, where you could have an unlimited pay package dependent upon how much you want to put into it, where you could work remote, where you could actually take a sabbatical and we would take no decrease in your pay. So getting people to understand the power of that, that's pretty valuable. We talk about profession. We're already at 46 minutes, so we won't get to cover that today. And then the mega trend, one thing is for sure, and that is that every time we take a balance test, the demand for balance oil goes up. So if you don't see the picture today, when we go from 1.5 million tested to 15 million tested, which I think will happen in just a few years, then demand for this product is multiple times higher. Then we go from 15 million to 150 million, and the demand goes up again. So do you want to join us when it's brand new? Do you want to be a part of investing in or joining into Spotify when it's brand new and it's strange, in Facebook when it's brand new and it's strange, in Amazon when it's brand new and it's strange, in Tesla when it's brand new and it's strange? Or do you want to come in when everyone says, ah, you're a genius that is using Spotify, you're a genius that is on Facebook, you're a genius running your business on Zoom? Do you want to join in when it's new and be in front of the mega trend, or do you want to join in later on when you're a genius doing it? You're welcome at each time, but I for sure want to be in front of this trend. Final comments from each one of you. Let's go Marco, and then Michael, and then Vibeke.
Again, going back, what you can do right now to control your growth is making sure you invite enough people and use a direct approach. I would lead with a business direct approach if I want some hungry people getting into my business over next week to launch them quick. So if you talk to enough people, it's always the right timing for somebody. So it's just about talking to enough people, because what do you want to do now? You want to recruit them. You want to launch them with urgency, 10-2, 10-2, 10-2, then empower them, inspire them, and lead them to action, do the basics with them. A lot of presentations quick to break the fast starts, and you can achieve a lot of volume with a few fast starts.
Michael?
I love what you just shared, or in the 6 points. I always work with the 4 beliefs. I think to have these 4 beliefs are super important, that you really go in action. And the first belief is what we just covered, products and tests, that you can really stand behind it, that you really know what benefit it has for the world. If you don't know it yet, do your research, you will find it. The second one is you have to stand behind the company. If you don't like the founders, if you don't like the strategy, if you don't like what Zinzino is doing, it's difficult to stand behind. So really do your research. Check out Hilden, Orion, Doug. Check out what Zinzino did the last 20 years, that you can really stand behind. The third thing is the first 2 are easy because it's easy to research. The third one was very difficult for me. The third one was industry, because I loved Zinzino, I loved what they did, I loved the products, but if it's not network marketing, if it just would not be direct sales, everything would be perfect. And in every meeting, this network marketing thing, this pyramid thing, in every single meeting, it hit me, and it was so difficult for me. I always tried to hide. Then I decided, hey, I really need to build up that belief, and I need to do my research. What is network marketing? What's the difference? What's the history? Why is it good? Why do I like it? Why do I want to stand behind? And if you have these 3, then you just need to cover the 4th one. And the 4th one is the belief in yourself, that you are worth earning the money and that you can do it. And there are different ways to build up that personal development, but also understanding that you always have 2 opponents. There's your dream, and on the other side is your fear. Fear of 2 things: fear of what other people think, and fear of getting rejected. And if your fear is bigger than your dream, you will not do it. You will just, you try it, but you will not pay the price. So you have 2 chances: either reduce the fear and or increase the dream. And for that, you have different things you can do. And if you have all 4 beliefs, you're going to have fireworks in Zinzino.
Well, you know, if the entire world was turned over to the network marketing model, everything in the world would be much more fairly shared. And that's one of the reasons why it meets so much opposition. And the irony with it is that when we have this model that is very fair, you create the result, you get the same as anybody else creating the same result. You create a customer, get the same reward. You create 4 customers, you get free products. You create 25 customers, you get free products, plus you get commissions, and so on. And it's equal for everyone. It doesn't matter if you did it for 10 years and had 25 customers every month, or you're brand new this month. It's equally shared. And that goes against anybody that wants to take a position in society and be better than you for no other reason than that they are better than you. And that's why it's so violently opposed. And that will be a fight, because that's the fight of humanity, wanting to dominate or wanting to help. Most people want to do both. When it comes to your own positioning, people often choose to dominate, while in network marketing, we know that the only way I can have success is by helping you become as good as me. And if I help you become better than me, then I get true success. And that is challenging for most people. But when we present it like that, all the people that are not in those controlling positions, they love it and wants to be a part of it. Vibeke, we're 52 here, but you take your 50 minutes here. We're ready.
No, I just want to say that people really want to be a part of Zinzino now. And I see when I'm traveling, people are really proud of being a part of Zinzino. And I think it's because we have been around for a while, and people want to follow people with ambitions. They also want to be a part of something that gives them deeper meaning. So it's such a demand, not only for the products we have, but for the business and the community we can offer. I don't see any company, products, teams, culture, leadership that's better to be a part of than Zinzino. And that grows inside of me every single day, the gratitude for being able to be a part of this journey. And if we just, all of us, continue to reach out to people in a way where they see that we have emotional engagement, I think that's so important to show to our team that we are emotional engaged in them, that we want to bring them value. But the second most important thing is to go into massive action. It doesn't help to sit home and be motivated. And I like what Marcus say. He doesn't need to be motivated. I don't need to be motivated either, because we are all on a mission. So we just do what we do because we want more people to feel how we feel, health-wise and wealth-wise, and with purpose-wise. So that's my comment.
Thank you so much. So double the input to get the results. Thank you so much for being with us, Marco. Valuable insights. Thank you, Michael. I think your halftime, the 13, 20%, the 24th, 50%, and the 28, 65%, and there is still hope to reach your goal. That's valuable insight. Thank you, Vibeke, for sharing your passion, your story about how you lift up people by finding their why. And I just want to end very opened up, and that is that it is your birthright to be successful. And here at Zinzino, you have a team that will fight together with you so that we can win, and so that you can win, or so that your people can win. Let's make November a month that everyone will remember. Thank you very much.
From the soul, y'all.
did you save my life? Yeah, 'cause I was feeling better days and